All right, ready to dive into something kind of heavy today.
Sounds good to me.
We're going to be looking at how Ayurveda, that's the ancient Indian system of medicine, views cancer.
Oh, interesting.
We've got some excerpts from a medical research article.
Okay.
It's called Cancer, an Ayurvedic Understanding. And I think this perspective is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I think so too. It's fascinating,
Yeah.
A system of medicine that's thousands of years old
Right.
can still offer valuable insights
Yeah.
into a disease that's, well, so prevalent today.
Absolutely. And we all know cancer is a huge global concern. I mean, it causes so much anxiety.
Right.
And frankly, it's just scary.
Yeah.
But what if there was another way to understand it? A way that connects it to our lifestyle, our digestion, even the balance of energies in our bodies?
That's precisely what Ayurveda does.
Okay.
It emphasizes the body's natural state of balance.
Right.
And any disruption to this balance is seen as the root of disease.
Okay, so let's break that down a bit. I know Ayurveda uses terms like Granthi, Arbuda, and Vasarpa to describe conditions that sound a lot like cancer.
Right.
So how does that work?
These terms are pointing to imbalances
Okay.
in the body's fundamental energies, what Ayurveda calls the tridoshas:
The tridoshas.
Vata, Pitta, and Kapha.
Okay, so tell me more about these doshas.
Yeah.
I've heard the terms before.
Sure.
I'm not really sure what they mean.
Imagine them as three forces
Okay.
that govern all the functions in your body.
Hmm.
Each dosha has unique characteristics.
Okay.
For example, Vata
Yeah.
is associated with movement.
Movement.
So when Vata is out of balance, you might see things like anxiety or digestive issues.
Uh-huh.
Pitta is linked to heat and metabolism.
Okay.
And an imbalance there might show up as inflammation or skin problems.
Interesting.
And Kapha, which is all about structure and stability, can lead to weight gain or congestion when it's out of whack.
So it's like having this internal ecosystem, and when one element gets too strong or too weak, the whole system goes out of balance.
Exactly. And this is where those terms like Granthi and Arbuda come in.
Okay.
The research paper actually uses this vivid analogy.
Okay.
It says that cancerous growths often feel like a gland on the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Ayurveda sees this as a sign that all three doshas are out of balance.
So it's not just about the tumor itself.
Right.
It's about this deeper imbalance within the body that allows the tumor to grow in the first place.
Precisely. It's about understanding the terrain in which the disease is taking root.
And I know Ayurveda talks a lot about agam, which I understand to be metabolic toxins that build up from poor digestion. Is there a connection between agam and cancer?
There certainly could be. Think of AM like sludge
Okay.
in the body's engine. It clogs things up, prevents the body from functioning optimally.
Right.
And the research paper is pretty clear about the potential consequences of AM buildup. It even calls a type of poison
Wow.
and says that when these toxin-laden doshas accumulate in the body's tissues, it can lead to these deep-seated growths
Okay.
that Ayurveda calls dosh sanghat,
Dosh Sanghat.
which are essentially glands or tumors.
Wow.
You can see how this buildup of this metabolic sludge, could create an environment where abnormal cell growth, what we call cancer, could thrive.
Wow, that's a powerful image. It makes you think twice about what you're putting into your body.
Oh,
The paper also talks about a connection between the foods we eat and the potential for abnormal cell growth. Something about Manasavahasrotas and Gunsamanya.
yes. Those are important concepts in Ayurveda. Manasavahasrotas refers to the channel responsible for muscle health.
Okay.
And interestingly, this channel has its origin point in the skin.
Wait, so our muscles and skin are connected in this Ayurvedic understanding? I never thought about it that way.
They are. And this is where Gunsamanya comes in.
Okay.
This concept basically means that similar qualities can be transferred. So if we're constantly consuming foods that grow unnaturally fast, it's like we're telling our own cells, hey, you need to speed up too. And that's where things can get out of whack.
So you're saying that eating a non-organic strawberry could increase my risk of cancer. That seems like a bit of a stretch, doesn't it?
It's not quite that simple. It's more about understanding these connections and making informed choices. Ayurveda encourages us to be mindful of what we're putting into our bodies and how it might be impacting our overall balance.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
So it's not about being afraid of every strawberry,
right.
but about being aware of the bigger picture
Exactly.
and making choices that support our body's natural harmony.
Exactly. And Ayurveda also recognizes how interfering with natural processes can throw things off balance. Take, for example, the use of hormonal pills to postpone periods.
Okay, I'm interested to hear about that. How does Ayurveda view menstrual health?
Well, Ayurveda places a strong emphasis on respecting the body's natural rhythms and cycles. It suggests that suppressing natural bodily functions like menstruation
Right.
can disrupt the balance of apan vayu,
I'm plumbed by you.
a vital energy that governs downward flow in the body.
So messing with our natural cycles can create imbalances that could lead to bigger problems down the line.
It is.
Huh. That's kind of a sobering thought.
The source material actually suggests that this disruption of apan vayu
Yeah.
could be linked to a higher risk of uterine, ovarian, or breast cancer.
Right.
It's a reminder that our bodies are complex systems.
Right.
Even seemingly small interventions can have ripple effects.
It really makes you think twice about reaching for those quick fixes, doesn't it? Speaking of quick fixes, the article also talks about this concept of dushi visha, which I understand to be a type of slow-acting poison. What's that all about?
Dushirisha is essentially anything that accumulates in the body over time and gradually disrupts its natural balance. It's fascinating how Ayurveda views the overuse of certain medications, like antacids and antibiotics, through this lens.
So while these medications might provide temporary relief, they could be contributing to long-term health issues.
That's a great way to put it.
It's like constantly putting a Band-Aid on a wound without actually addressing the underlying cause.
The example given in the research is the excessive use of PPIs, those proton pump inhibitors for stomach acid. Some studies have shown a potential link between long-term PPI use and an increased risk of stomach cancer. Ayurveda would say that while PPIs might reduce symptoms in the short term, they're not addressing the root cause of the problem.
Right.
Could be creating imbalances that lead to more serious issues down the line.
It seems like Ayurveda is all about getting to the root of the problem, understanding the whole person, and restoring balance.
Is.
But what about the mental and emotional aspects of health?
Right.
How do those fit into the picture, especially when we're talking about something as serious as cancer?
That's a great question, and it's an area where Ayurveda really shines. The article emphasizes the concept of sattva,
Sattva.
which represents mental strength, resilience, and essentially a positive state of mind.
So there's a mind-body connection at play here.
Yeah.
Our mental and emotional state can actually influence our physical health.
Absolutely. The research suggests that individuals with strong sattva are better equipped to tolerate and recover from challenging medical treatments like chemotherapy and radiation.
Right.
They have a greater capacity to cope with stress
Right.
and maintain a positive outlook, which can positively impact their healing journey.
That's pretty incredible. So it's not just about treating the physical symptoms of the disease.
Right.
It's about cultivating mental and emotional resilience as well.
Exactly. Ayurveda recognizes that true healing involves addressing the whole person.
Yeah.
Body, mind, and spirit. It's not just about fighting the disease, it's about supporting the individual's inherent capacity for healing. Now, in terms of practical treatment approaches, Ayurveda offers a whole range of therapies aimed at restoring balance, eliminating toxins, and strengthening the body's natural defenses.
Okay, I'm really curious to hear about those. What kinds of treatments does Ayurveda use to address cancer?
Well, one of the cornerstones of Ayurvedic treatment is panchakarma.
Ah, panchakarma. Isn't that like a detox cleanse?
It is.
Yeah, I've heard about those.
But it's much more than just a cleanse.
Okay.
Panchakarma involves a series of detoxification procedures
Right.
designed to purify the body and remove accumulated toxins. But it goes beyond just cleansing. It helps to rebalance the doshas and clear the channels
Okay.
so the body can function optimally.
So it's like hitting the reset button on the whole system.
In a way, yes. And alongside panchakarma, dietary and lifestyle modifications are also key.
Okay.
This means adjusting your diet
Right.
to favor foods that are easily digestible and nourishing,
Okay.
while avoiding those that contribute to acne buildup. It also involves incorporating stress-reducing practices like yoga and meditation.
So it's not just about what you eat, but also how you live, how you manage stress, and how you cultivate a sense of inner peace.
Precisely. Ayurveda sees all of these elements as interconnected, and of course it harnesses the power of nature.
Right.
Herbal remedies play a significant role in Ayurvedic treatment, with mentions of turmeric, gamutra, neem, and tulsi all being used for their various therapeutic properties.
I know turmeric has gotten a lot of attention lately for its anti-inflammatory properties.
Yeah.
What about these other herbs?
Sure.
What are their benefits?
Well, Gamutra, which is cow urine, might sound unusual,
Okay.
but it's been used in Ayurveda for centuries for its detoxifying and immune-boosting properties. Neem is known for its antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory effects.
Okay.
And Tulsi, also known as holy basil, is revered for its adaptogenic qualities, helping the body cope with stress.
Wow. It's amazing how Ayurveda draws from nature's pharmacy
Mhm.
to create these powerful healing remedies. But is it all just plants and herbs?
Mhm.
What about more conventional medical interventions? Does Ayurveda ever incorporate things like surgery?
It does when necessary.
Oh.
The article mentions Kshatrakarma, which refers to surgery. It also mentions Kashar Agnikarma, which is a cauterization technique using alkaline substances.
Okay, that sounds pretty intense.
It is a traditional Ayurvedic procedure
Right.
that's been used for a variety of conditions. But it's important to note that these interventions are always considered carefully and applied with precision.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Exactly. Ayurveda emphasizes a personalized approach, tailoring treatments to the individual's specific needs and imbalances.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Every person is unique, and their path to healing will be unique as well. Now, I know there's also something called Rasayan Chikitsa.
Yes.
What can you tell me about that?
Rasayan means rejuvenation. This branch of Ayurveda focuses on strengthening the body's vital energy, boosting immunity, and promoting longevity. It involves using specific herbs, minerals, and lifestyle practices
Right.
designed to enhance vitality and resilience.
So it's like giving your body a supercharge.
You could say that.
Okay.
It's about supporting the body's natural healing mechanisms
Right.
and helping it function at its best.
This is all so fascinating. I'm really starting to appreciate the depth and complexity of the Ayurvedic approach to health and healing.
It's a truly holistic system
Yeah.
that takes into account every aspect of a person's being,
Right.
from their physical body to their mental and emotional state.
It definitely challenges the conventional way of thinking about health and disease.
It does. It encourages us to move beyond just treating the symptoms and look at the whole picture.
All right.
The individual's lifestyle, diet, mental and emotional well-being, and the body's innate healing capabilities.
It seems like Ayurveda is about empowering individuals to take an active role in their own health and healing.
Absolutely. It's about recognizing that we have the power to influence our own well-being
Yeah.
by making conscious choices that support our body's natural balance.
This deep dive has been so enlightening. I feel like I have a whole new lens through which to view health and disease, especially cancer.
I'm glad to hear that. It's always exciting to explore different perspectives and see how ancient wisdom can inform our modern understanding of health and disease.
So for our listeners who are like really intrigued by this Ayurvedic perspective on cancer, what would you say is the most important takeaway?
I think the biggest takeaway is that Ayurveda offers a fundamentally different way of thinking about health and disease, you know?
Yeah.
It's not just about attacking the disease itself. It's
Yeah.
about understanding the individual's unique constitution,
Yeah.
their lifestyle, their diet, their mental and emotional state. All of these factors contribute to the overall picture.
It's about seeing the interconnectedness of everything, right?
Yeah.
Our bodies aren't just these isolated systems.
Yeah.
Everything is working together.
Exactly.
And when one part gets out of whack, it can affect the whole.
And that's why Ayurveda emphasizes a proactive approach to health. It's about making choices that support your body's natural ability to heal and thrive.
So instead of waiting for something to go wrong and then trying to fix it, it's about creating an environment within our bodies that's resilient and resistant to disease in the first place.
Precisely. It's about cultivating balance and harmony so that disease has a harder time taking root.
I love that. It's so empowering. It means we have more agency over our health than we often realize.
Absolutely. And that brings us back to the question of what small changes you can make in your own life to support your body's natural balance.
That's a great question. It can feel overwhelming, you know?
Yeah.
When we're bombarded with so much information about health and wellness,
Right.
where do we even start?
Well, it doesn't have to be a radical overhaul. It can be as simple as incorporating more fresh fruits and vegetables into your diet,
Okay.
exploring stress-reducing practices like yoga or meditation, or even just taking a few moments each day to connect with nature and appreciate the interconnectedness of all things.
Those are great suggestions. Small steps, consistent effort, and a focus on nourishing our bodies and minds.
Exactly. It's about making gradual shifts that become sustainable habits over time.
Yeah.
It's a journey, not a destination.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive. I feel like I've learned so much about Ayurveda and how it can inform our understanding of cancer.
It's been my pleasure. Ayurveda is a rich and complex system of medicine, and I encourage everyone to explore it further and see what resonates with them.
Absolutely. We'll definitely have to do another deep dive on Ayurveda in the future. But for now, we hope this has given you some food for thought and perhaps even inspired you to make some small changes in your own life.
Remember, true healing comes from within. By nurturing our bodies, minds, and spirits, we can create the conditions for optimal health and well-being.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the Ayurvedic understanding of cancer. We'll be back soon with more fascinating explorations into the world of health and wellness. Until then, keep seeking, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the vast ocean of knowledge.